Man, it is freaking out, and I don't know why. It's relatively annoying. Okay. My goodness. Jesus. My God, XSplit. Okay, I'm minimizing that. I'm done. Done with you. Man, is that gonna be opened every single time I do this? Minimize. Go away. XSplit, go away. Okay. Seriously, why is this not working? How's it going? If you're just joining the stream right this very second, I'm just messing around with XSplit, which is being really annoying for me. It looks like it's kind of fixing itself when I don't have another version of Construct 2 open, which is kind of frustrating. Very frustrating. Computer. So, bear with me for 1 second here. Hopefully, this will fix itself. Okay, I think it has kind of chilled out. You need to minimize this, make this. Let's put this here. It's when I do that that it freaks out. Alright, we're gonna put this like this. Okay, cool. It's interesting, it keeps dropping some frames, but hopefully this will... Jeez, this is so frustrating. My secondary monitor is going nuts. Okay, hopefully this will just get going on its own, and I will try to check back as much as I can, or I could probably just try to do everything in... You know what, I'll just open this project in one version of Construct 2, and we can just say goodbye to this version of it. Of course, I don't really know where that is, so we'll do this. Basically what I'm going to do today, at least as far as I have planned, is I'm going to, we're going to do some devlog stuff of another game I've been working on, and that should be pretty cool, I think. We want to open up. Cool. Let's exit out of this. Bring this over here, and we good to go. All right, nobody's watching. Cool. So the stream has been off to a great start. Absolutely amazing start. Maybe 8 o'clock's not the best time to stream. I don't know. We're about to find out, though. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just pretty much transferring over old code into a newer project, and this is the game I was mentioning yesterday. And this game will be, it hopefully will be one of the very first big games I make. It's going to be for free, and it's going to be, I mean, my goal is to put it out on itch.io, so we'll see what happens with it, but it's going to be a really fun, replayable action platformer game. And I figured I wanted to do videos on this, like a devlog video, but this might be good to do for the stream since I'm still not exactly prepared to do a stream. I'm still figuring this all out. So it might as well be the good thing to do, and then hopefully a lot of people will show up and we will actually have some things to talk about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to give out the live stream link and promote it on Twitter, and we'll see if that gets anybody to show up. Let's see. I actually don't know what the live stream link is. Hey Jordan, how are you? The live stream link should be my channel name, which is not Jerementor, or like the URL name. and then /live. I don't know exactly how this works. Let's see, where do I get the link? Anytime you send content, I'm live. Huh. Just where's the link? That's all I want to know. Jordan, do you use Construct 2? A lot? Cool, there we go. How's it going, people? Let me find the link that I tweeted out yesterday. And maybe that link should be the same. How is everybody doing today? Let's see. Is this the live stream link? Yes, it is. No, it's not. Just kidding. That's the live stream link from the other day. Oh, okay. Now I found it. Man, they should give this to me. Very nice. Have you made games before? All right, let's tweet this link out. And then it should be good to go. Cool. The free version will carry you a very long way, in my opinion. I think you'll be more than well suited if you're just starting out, and then hopefully you'll like it enough to want to get the personal version. And I'm not saying that to promote them, but I always think it's very good. You'd never know what you're going to get when you actually pay for software. I've been paying for software that aren't game engines. I've been paying for software that's more than stuff for the website. And you get so much more when you actually pay for it. You get support, you get additional features that are actually really beneficial. So use the free version to the bone. Use it to your advantage. And then when the time comes, upgrade. Okay, so what we're going to do is kind of rename these things. So here's one of the things that is in the personal version, so it's not in the free version, is the Z order window. And this is actually really cool because I can grab the Z order and place it around. Let me I can kind of maneuver the Z order to be however I like. So I kind of really like this. This is actually very easy to see. Scratch as in the program Scratch. Because I know that there's a program. I've never used it. I just know about it. But never actually gave it a shot. But, okay. Let's call this one. Tilemap 4 is... Yeah, I think that would be... Construct 2 is probably your best step up from Scratch, and then the step up after that would be GameMaker, and then Unity, and then Unreal. And if you're into game design, they're all great. There's really not a bad engine out there, which is pretty cool, because they are, I don't know, they kind of go hand in hand. They can all make great games. There's no doubt about that. So I've never used Scratch, but I'm sure you can make a good game with it. This is going to be object tilemap 1. Which tilemap object is this? So it'll be this one. 2, 3. So basically, we were kind of talking about a bunch of different stuff yesterday. I was asking everybody, what is their favorite tutorial that they've seen on my channel? What games are they working on? What are you guys doing? So please be interactive in the comments if you are watching this and just kind of absorbing me talking, because I'm still working on how and what to say. And from there, I I feed off of you guys. That's kind of how this happened. I accidentally recorded yesterday. It wasn't an accident. I actually wanted to mess around with the live streaming features on YouTube, but I didn't mean to record for 2.5 hours. I only recorded for 5 minutes. At least that's what I set out to do. And then people just started showing up and started talking, and that's the best way for this live stream to work. So hopefully we can keep that up. Okay, so I have a lot of work to do on this, and then I have a lot of work to do on other stuff, but I think this is what we'll be doing for the live stream for the next 2 hours. Basically, there's an invisible object there. This is very, very, very temporary work in progress of this game. The camera objects are temporary. The art is there. This is going to be the final art, but the level design and everything else, all of this is very, very, very new. So I'm just going to be messing around with this and making this into something. I'm noticing some very strange tearing with the camera object that I added in here. So I'm messing around with that. Be adding in additional functionality. Let me change the cursor. So if you have any questions on your game or anything like that, then let me know. Because I'll probably be doing this for the next hour or two. Okay, so there's a tile there that kind of got lost in translation. This is my personal game. Yes, it is. And it's something that I'm really excited about because I needed a personal game that would actually be something that I tried really hard to do. And hopefully this will become a fun game. It's going to be for free, so hopefully a lot of people will play it. Let's see what I want to do here. Just going to kind of erase stuff. Well, hopefully that worked. Cool, did work. Sometimes when you're using, basically we imported a tiled map file from the program Tiled, and it sometimes adds in like I don't know, it adds in blocks for some reason, and since I'm using the solid behavior on the tile map, it kind of gets invisible at times. Thank you very much, Chris. I hope it does well. I mean, really it's just to kind of make a game. It's just kind of something I really want to do and make a game that is very simple. The player is temporary. This is not the player that we're using, and neither is the crosshair, and there's still a lot to do, like a whole lot to do, but hopefully you guys can learn something from watching me program it, because since this is like my first game, well, it's not my first game, but since this is like the first game that I'm trying extremely hard on, I figured that this would become, I would be very organized with the code, and from there you guys can look at the code because it'll be open source and whatnot, and from there we can actually share the code and add to the game, and you guys can learn a whole lot. Hopefully that's the goal, as long as my computer cooperates. Ever since I've been starting streaming, the Construct 2 that I've been using has been messing up. I can't even get into the events at the moment. That's great. There we go. So you can see here, I'm starting to really go crazy on the organization here when it comes to how I'm doing the whole player input. I have to actually store it to local. I have to do a bunch of other stuff. I'm setting it up for the gamepad. I'm setting it up for WASD and keyboard, which is actually easy, and I've done tutorials on that before, but still, it's just like setting up things like that and breaking it all down and making it really organized. I'm trying to do that from the beginning. I've already made this project once, which I have opened here, so I'm going to be transferring over code from that project in this live stream. So, Jordan, a very good rule of thumb for me is to always add prefix object in front of it, or obj underscore. And I mean, I'm guilty of it. I change my what would you call it? There's a word for it. I just can't remember. I change the way that I write code all the time. Oh, well, yeah. There's I don't know. It's whatever naming convention. That's what it is. There's whatever convention works for you. That's what you should do. I know a lot of people don't like underscores. A lot of people use camel case. A lot of people use I don't know. You can just really mess around with whatever you like. For me, I've stuck with lowercase and underscores, and that's been working pretty well for me. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. But yeah, I wonder if I'm streaming at the incorrect time. I don't know. I mean, I streamed at like 9 o'clock, so hopefully people will show up, and we can get more conversations going. But that'd be fun. It was fun yesterday. Also, yesterday was Sunday, I guess, so maybe that was why. But what are you guys working on, or what do you want to be working on is the better question. What do you want to do? What do you want to make? Obviously, you're watching this because you've seen a tutorial, and from that tutorial, maybe you've wanted to make something. So what is it that you want to make with your game? And then we're going to try transferring over some logic soon. Yeah, I should probably put in the player animations. I don't know where those went for my temp player. Yeah, since this is my very second, this is literally the second live stream I've ever done. I should probably give more notice. I don't know. Live streaming is pretty fun and simple to do versus recording a video and preparing for that. So it's kind of like, maybe I'll just go and see what happens, and I'll just tell people I live stream every day. Maybe I won't do it every day. Maybe I'll do it every now and then. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like, I don't see why I couldn't do it every single day. It's really, or at least for the most part, every single day. I mean, things do come up, but besides that, it could be really fun to do. But yeah, so basically here's the plot of this game, and I'm probably gonna have to repeat this a bunch of times because I'm gonna be working on this tonight. The plot of this game is we have a whole lot of things. It's really all about being an arcade game, and at least for me, that definition is it's very replayable. So what we're doing here is this is going to be the computer simulation, and that's going to be able to taunt you, and it's going to have cool computer sim stuff attached to it, and from that it's going to spawn enemies and actually get rid of your lab. This is your lab, and it's going to remove pretty much every item from your lab and generate different tiles, different backgrounds, different virtual reality aspects and whatnot. And from there it'll spawn enemies, and there'll be a round system. We're probably going to redo the round system, so we're probably going to do all of that stuff today, because that's what I need to transfer over. I already have that code finished, so we're going to transfer all of that stuff over. This camera object is kind of annoying, so we're probably going to mess around with that and not do any input stuff because I already have the keyboard stuff working fine. So that is what we're going to do. So let's get started. And the first thing I want to do is I want to add in the button. So let's put this over here, or the lever. What I need to do for that is I need to, let's think, go to our bank over here, make my first sprite. And the sprite will come from the tile set. Ooh, except I don't have the off sprite. No. What do I do with the off sprite? I'm going to have to grab that off sprite in a bit. No, let's do this. Crop. Yeah, this is not ideal. Gonna have to fix this. Might play some video games. That might be fun too. And actually, let me text my friend who did the artwork to see if he's awake and can give me the other art. Let's see what he's up to. Okay, I have the on switch, but not the off switch. Wow, that's a huge sprite, isn't it? How big is that? Crop this. No. That should have worked. That's weird that that did not work. There we go. 27 by 56. I have not even heard of Lumberyard, which is funny because I usually know a lot about different game engines that come out. Not heard of Lumberyard. I've been working with Construct 2. Well, I've been working with Construct since it was Construct Classic, and then I took a break to do other stuff, and then I came back and I did C2 stuff more seriously. So I've been doing Construct 2 stuff for about 4 or 5 years, and I've been doing programming for about 10. So this will be our lever object. Oh, this can't go in the bank. Nah, this needs to go over here. Not on that layer. Let's put this on its own layer. One of the biggest perks, and I mentioned this yesterday, is the fact that the free version kind of limits you to layers. It's the only thing that I think is the really big... I mean, layers and families are the two biggest reasons to upgrade. Having 4 layers in the free version was the only thing I could never get around because I needed more layers. But the event sheet, you know, they cap you at 100 for the free version, but after that, then it's better. Oh, okay, so I have heard of Lumberyard. I just didn't know that was Amazon's thing, but I did hear of that. I have not used it. Maybe I'll check that out at some point, and maybe we'll just mess around with it. It's fun to mess around with game engines. I think that's also something that I'm just going to do for one stream once, just mess around with stuff and see if I can make anything. Sometimes I might not make something. Sometimes I will. We'll see. This button is not exactly reachable, but that's okay. So essentially, this is actually the on switch. So this needs to be off, and then we'll flick it on, and then all of these tiles are going to go away. Actually, the border will probably stay there. I'm not sure. But all the tiles are going to go away, and this simulation will spawn in enemies, and those enemies will be on a timer because the simulation will kind of taunt you saying that it can't control itself. It's going to be a very evil game. That's really the thing. It's going to be very evil. You're going to die a lot, and you're going to respawn a lot, which will hopefully make it replayable and fun. We're going to put in a bunch of upgrades too. So that's the plan for the game. Hopefully this game will get off the ground in the next month or so. I don't see why not. It's a matter of doing all the art and animations and programming it. But other than that, we are pretty much good to go here. So the camera that I currently have that I implemented might not be something that I want in the long run. I really like it because if I don't have it, then my crosshair is a little constrained, but at the same time it's kind of messing up a little bit. That also could just be the fact that no, I kind of need it. It also could just be from the screen capture, which is a thing. Like this keeps happening to me where I go switch to the events and it's not the event sheet for some reason. It's really frustrating. But I have not checked out CryEngine. Let me check that out. Let me check that out right now, actually. Amazon Lumberyard. Free AAA game engine. Alright. Play the video. Why would I... Is this made in CryEngine? That's cool. Let's see. Oh, wow. Can this do 2D games? I know a little bit of C++. It's not my favorite. It's too much. I know the basics of C++. I know C# really well. But that's really cool. I'm glad they made it free. That's really good to see. I mean, that's kind of the trick these days. If you want people to play your game or go go make a game with your engine. It's release it for free. So that's pretty cool. Let me see if let me see what I can do. Yeah, that is that's the only issue with the graphics card. You kind of have to make sure that your computer can run things. I souped up my computer a while ago, and I don't regret it, but it's definitely a big deal. But of course, it's better than buying a Mac. So that's the honest truth. What do I want to do? So all of these objects are going to be replaced with jump through objects at some point. These are going to be cut out and individual. I think this will probably be pretty much like the outlets, and this stuff, like the bookcases, will be simple objects. This, I need to fix this tile collision. And if you're using a Mac, I apologize if that was a mean joke. Oh, that zoom level's way too zoomed in. Oh yeah, build your own computer, man. Just do it. It's so worth it. I built my own computer, and I have not looked back, and I love it. Really just the way to go, money-wise and spec-wise. I put crazy amounts of RAM into it. Have a great processor, great graphics card. It's great. Now, let's add a collision point. This is a tricky collision here. Let's try making it precise and see how that fares. And if it... stupid point, go over here. If that works out, then... Okay, fine. You go up here. You go over here. Then cool. If not, I guess I'll have to figure out... I guess I could just kind of put it... like... Yeah, you know, no, that's not going to work because this needs to be there. So let's put it like this. That'll be good. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's one of my big issues with Mac, other than the fact that it's a Mac. The price is just ridiculous for what you're getting. I mean, like if I don't know, if I had all the money in the world to burn, I would do it and buy one just because I've never had one, and I don't know why I'd even buy one. It'd be a waste of my money. But you can't run a lot of games on it. You can't run a lot of game engines on it. And you can just make a much more powerful computer for a lot cheaper. So let me grab the art from the drive. Exactly. No reason to buy one. Okay, switch on, download, switch off, download, replace the image. Let me put this on the desktop and replace this image. So we want off first, then we're gonna call this one on, call this one off. And in the on state, import frames, grab the on. Awesome. It looks cool. So off, on. Perfect. Cool. What do you guys think? Good evening, Jason. How are you? Starting it an hour early for the first time. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But what do you guys think of that lever? Pretty cool? Yeah? Maybe? Perhaps. I don't understand how this has been going on for 30 minutes. It's crazy. It was like 10 minutes of messing around with the stream software. Thank you. Well, I didn't draw it, but thank you. My friend drew it. He's making the art for this. So basically what's going to happen is you're in a simulation, and from the simulation, you turn the simulation on, or the simulation's going to taunt you and tell you, you need to turn this on, you need to do this. because we need to defeat like whatever, and then you'll flick it on, and then everything will change. We'll get rid of all the background items, and it'll be a really fun action platformer. At least that's the goal. So let's see what we can do with bringing over. I basically have all the code written as far as engine goes. Putting in and making the game fun is what we're going to be working on for a while, and we're going to be adding in different art, different animations. The player is not the player that we're going to use. This is my temp player that doesn't even have any animations attached to it. So we'll see how that goes, but this should be pretty fun. This is the game I've been working on. So what we're going to do is let's just kind of go with it. Let's program in some stuff. Let's program in the lever again. Let's program in the game stuff. And to do this, I'm just going to copy what I already wrote somewhere without any organization whatsoever. Okay. So let's do the lever first. Did I call it object lever? Because that'd be really, really great of me. I did. Awesome. So that's the one thing with naming conventions. When you start to stick with them, you can kind of get away with, oh my God, this is really frustrating me. You can get away with copying them over and over again. I don't know if this is showing up on the live stream or not, but every time I try to switch between layouts and events, it's getting really, really stuck. I don't know why. It's only started happening since I did this yesterday, so hopefully that'll go away and fix itself. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to add in, let's think, this is for the round, so we're going to make this a group. Oh, that's right. How do I want to do this? Yeah, I know it's not. For me it is. It's weird. So if it looks like I'm flipping back and forth between the events and stuff, it's because it's getting stuck on my monitor. Okay, so here's how I did this in the first version. I can actually even show you the first version of this a little bit. Let's go straight to the arena. So the idea for this game was to have it be no camera object whatsoever, and then as I started to develop it, I was kind of like, okay, well, I kind of want a camera object. Ooh, I can actually grab the animations from this. Oh, those were supposed to work, but they didn't. Anyway, the idea was this. You would spawn in the room, you'd grab a gun. You guys might recognize the sounds. You can grab a gun, and then the backgrounds would randomly generate. You have 90 seconds, enemies would spawn, and whatnot. Okay, hold on. It's broken, by the way. But anyway, you can see that the backgrounds are different every single time, which is cool. There's a lot of stuff to add, and this kind of spawned into a bigger idea where we're going to make a bigger level with more generation, more thematic artwork, and see what we can do. I'm actually going to grab this player and swap it out for our player. So to do that, we can grab our player. No, don't paste it on the tile map. No. Don't do that. Can I put this to the player layer? The answer is yes. Okay. So now let me fix the outline. So, okay, cool. Now people are starting to show up a little bit more. I don't really know what time is an average time for the people who can view this and who want to watch a live stream of me doing whatever kind of stuff. So let me know what time works for you guys the best, I guess. I know that the eyeball is getting all messed up. But yesterday we were doing a space shooter. Today we're doing this. We might go back and forth. We might play some video games. If you guys have any questions about your project, about any logic, anything like that, then do not hesitate to ask. Oh, come on. Left click. Why is nothing is working? Why is nothing working? Okay. And this is because it was, it would not be shown if I did not do this. For the player. Okay. So for those of you who did not tune in yesterday, what is your favorite tutorial so far and why? That's what I want to know. Did it relate to you? Or did it relate to your game? This game that I'm working on is similar to yours? Very cool. I like how I have white hair now. It's funny. This game is going to be pretty ridiculous. This is going to be probably the biggest game I've made. And I'm really excited to make this. It's really fun. Cool. So I think that's it. Nope. Missed the eyeball. And it should already be pre-programmed in. Let's see if that inherently works. It's not going to work without that. Okay. Really? That didn't work? Oh, no, I know why. Oh, no. Oh, that's rough. Okay. Let's fix all this stuff. Yeah, what was your favorite tutorial so far and why? That is something that I'm interested in knowing. Just to kind of see how everyone figured this out, I guess. How everyone came to this channel. Replace with that object. There are no objects that can replace because this does not have the anim. We'll call this anim for now. Everything else is fine. Yeah, what appeals to you and why? With the tutorial so far, I mean, I kind of asked this yesterday, so you don't have to answer. But for the people who were not here yesterday, I would like to know. For everybody else, I don't know. Just kind of mess around and see what happens. It's one thing to be doing work. It's another thing to be talking to you guys. Okay. I would need to fix the camera objects now, don't I? Yes, I do, because global object. Here's a really good tip. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, the action platformer is pretty much my favorite thing to make, and I've been expanding on it ever since. So that's pretty much what this game is. It's kind of like the ultimate action platformer for me. And then we'll see what I want to do after that. But making fun gameplay elements is what gets me for this channel. Like, that's the whole thing that I like to do. Yeah, the foreground parallax is something that I've seen in a lot of atmospheric games, and that's really cool to add if it's done right and you can get it to parallax correctly. Something I want to mess around with for this game for sure, if we can do it. I think that'd be really cool. And that was kind of one of the big reasons why we wanted to redo the project with art style, but also because bigger level. So let's see. And I'm also trying to keep it to like 2 layouts. Oh, awesome. That's really cool to hear. That's really cool to hear, Jason. What question did you have and what was solved? There are some things that I solved that I've been working on for so long that had bothered me that people were not solving them. All right, so we got a little idle animation in there. But other than that, very cool. All right. Note to self, that did not work. Let's get rid of our old player, unless there's still things referring to it, which hopefully there's not. All that's just function stuff. This doesn't have anything in it yet, so we should be good. Okay, Let's get rid of this guy. Yeah, I mean, the basics, I think, if you've never programmed before, the basics are something you should definitely get a handle on, but it actually doesn't take that long to pick up Construct 2, and I mean that even from a beginner standpoint. If I were to put myself in your shoes and you've never done Logic before, then it might take you like a month, but after that, if you're in this program every single day like I am, then you'll pick it up way quick. Very cool. Yeah, the dynamic projectiles is my favorite thing to do, and obviously if you're making a game like this, then it's very important. And I've actually, in the mega course, I released the projectile template a little bit, but I'm still working on adding in more projectiles and so many more things to it with the bullet hell stuff. So that'll be coming out soon, hopefully by the end of this week. And it'll be really cheap too. Probably also just going to be like $9. But that and then the starter template are the things that I've been trying to make to help people understand and jumpstart their games and make fun games. And yeah, thanks, Jason. A lot of people say that my way of teaching is very fast, but it could be a lot faster, and it could also be very unclear. Even if we don't go in depth as to explaining something, which is something that I hate and I love at the same time, because when people start to explain things to you, you'll either understand it or you won't, and you'll just be sitting there watching a 10-minute video not understanding anything. Yeah, I mean, talking fast is just, that's how I talk, you know? But at the same time, I think the information, you can pretty much watch me on mute and understand what's going on. At least that's the hope behind talking fast. Sometimes it's to finish a video, sometimes it's to get a point across, or sometimes it's to ramble, I don't know. This I'm definitely going to be talking slower, that's for sure. I try to make the videos quick when they are quick, and when they're long, I still try to make them very direct, because usually especially if you're coming from Udemy, you know, there's a 20-minute cap on a video, and it's better for me if I make, you know, hour-long videos, but I can't upload an hour-long video. I can only upload and rewind. And actually, Udemy has a feature where you can slow down my audio, which obviously makes me sound like a robot, but it's pretty cool. I actually speed people's audios up because some instructors on Udemy whose courses I've seen in the past are just too slow for me. So I speed the audio up by like 0.5, and then you hear it talking faster and like, wait, why is this going so fast? But you can't do that on YouTube, I don't think. Or if you could, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe with an HTML5 player if they switch over. So anyway, I'm doing 2 templates in this project, so I have to be kind of careful what I show. I have the starter template, which comes with a full options menu. And by full, I mean it has your basic options, and it's more behind the scenes, how to set up a menu, how to set up a pause menu, how to set up full screen and sound controls. And then I have the projectile template as well, which we're probably going to be throwing in here, but I only show so much of it. You can slow down YouTube videos? Oh, that's pretty cool. I did not know that. Well, there you go. So if I talk too fast, then just slow down my audio a little bit, and maybe you can pick it up. Okay, so I got to fix these animations now because they're not working. But other than that, we are on our way to transferring over this project and the game event. Yeah, player animations. That's not working because of this. Because I never set it. That makes sense. So now we should have our player animations in. And we'll switch the character when the character's there. There we go. Now he can walk. And he can jump and fall. Oh, this does work. Awesome. Now things are working the way they should be. Cool. So, I'm noticing that it's kind of hard to see. Well, this is not the character that we're using, but even still, the white on white background here is not as crisp as I would like it to be to see your player. We also have a lot of stuff going on in the background, so maybe it might be better to have it as a black color. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Yeah, watching a tutorial first, I hope these tutorials come in handy for your needs. I mean, you're not going to be watching them for... I don't know, I watch tutorials for fun, so maybe you are watching them just for fun, but... doing it at the same time is probably the best way to learn, if you have two monitors or if you can. Remember information, pause and go back, pause and go back, pause and go back. All right, let's put in logic for this lever. Let's do that in the rounds group. Yes, I am. Controls lever, game state. No, not game state, room state. What else does the lever control? Starts round. And it switches animations. So if the player is overlapping the lever, yeah, I am lerping the camera. I'll show you. I'm messing around with this. So I mean, this is how you would lerp something, but I'm messing around with what camera I want to use for the mouse because I can do the gamepad controller. And that's kind of where I really want to do, but I need to make sure that I have all three input options with the keyboard too. Actually, not with the keyboard. So it's really just the mouse and the gamepad. At the moment, this isn't working the way I want it to yet, but I've only just begun. I'm working on doing that to have a helper follow my main character like Pikachu. Yeah, that's pretty much, well, how are you lerping and what are you lerping between? Essentially, all you need is an object, and in the every tick set the lerp to be between itself and the other object, and then I have the camera speed at 0.09. So anything above 1 will not work, and 0 will not work, but 0.01 is too slow. 0.05 is perfect. I put it to 0.09 because I thought I wanted it to be a little bit faster than 0.05. Let's change the crosshair. This yellow is not working for me. But that should be how, maybe I will put yellow back into the crosshair. That should be how you should lerp. This should work pretty fine from there, I believe. These are my amazing pixel art skills. This looks great. Oops. There we go. Amazing. That crosshair is a little bit ridiculous, but yeah, did you get that to work? Can you lerp to an image point? No, not that I know of. If you're lerp, I mean, you could obviously write image point X, image point Y, but I don't know if it's gonna get it. What, you're just trying to make like a link situation, or you're actually trying to do something else? What are you trying to make? I'm sure you probably, I don't know. I've never tried to lerp to the image point before. You're no, it's cool. I would try to lerp between an image point and set well, technically you're lerping to the origin, so I guess you could do it. You would just set up, basically what I have here is I'm storing the player X and player Y. I'm storing that because I hate typing out object player over and over and over again. So I just put it to px and py. And that's actually something that I was going to bring to everyone's attention, because we should be doing a lot more of this. We should be storing a lot of different variables or a lot of different positions, because it just makes your code shorter. It makes it easier. So could you potentially do it like this, image point X, and then grab the image point? I'm sure you could. Image point X, point Pikachu. You know, I'm sure you could do it exactly like this, and then it'll lerp to it. You should definitely try that. Let me know if it works. If you want to try that out right now. I don't think it would be much of a difference. I think if you could, I think this lerp effect that I have here works just fine. I mean, maybe it's not working for your needs. Go to the game events. Wow, that's really frustrating. Okay, there we go. I guess I have to go to a different layout. I don't know. But try this lerp. Try lerping like this and see if that works. If not, then I guess you could use the pin behavior. I've been trying not to use the pin behavior, but you totally could use the pin behavior. Okay, let's get back to doing the switch. So how did I do it before? Let's find out. I have my trigger first, then I have my overlap. This is also something very important. Make sure you're triggering things first. And in this case, since I'm going to be doing different keys, I'm going to have to come up with another way to switch between this. But besides that, set the animation, wait, and then set round start to true. Okay, that's easy enough. Back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to trigger this by the S key. And if we are overlapping, then we set the animation to on. If we are not, we set it to off. Moving on. Hopefully more people will start to show up within the next few minutes. I think 9 o'clock was when I started yesterday. So that would be pretty cool if you guys wanted to see more stuff, because I don't know, right now I'm just kind of making some games, but we can do other stuff too. We could play some games. I don't know. We were talking all about doing those Let's Plays that I want to do. Set animation on, set animation off. That should work. And let's actually go access our object global. So one of the things that I've been doing recently, and this is in the starter template, is I have an object global. Now this is actually used to control a whole lot of things. I'm going to make this control my inst rounds as well. And we'll put this all the way to the top so I can grab it. Having a global object control all your variables, good idea, in my opinion. Maybe you guys do things differently, but that global object comes into, it's called object global because it literally is a global object that comes into the game layout, and then it controls the options menu, controls all the options that we have, the sound, what room we're in, the rounds we're going to add to it. We're going to make it go to the rounds and stuff. Okay. So if it is, then we're going to set object global, which is actually in the menu. So I'm probably going to have to switch that. Oh no, we're going to have to make a Boolean too. All right. Let's put this into the game. And let's make a Boolean inst round start. And we're going to set that Boolean to true. Oh no, now it's in the game folder. Okay, so now this is only going to be triggered if S is down. So this should work. Let's see it. Let's see the animation work. That'd be cool. Bam! On! Cool. And obviously that'll play a cool sound at some point. But that was cool. I like that. That's going to turn off all the lights except for this. So that'll be really cool. It'll turn pretty much everything off then it'll fade in and it'll say what round it is. Oh, if I'm not overlapping it and I'm holding down S, that's funny. So I'm pressing S over here because I'm not overlapping anymore. And it's off. That won't be an issue though because the round will have started. So we can kind of leave that bug in there. Not a big deal. Okay, we programmed the lever. We added in the player. What else do we do? What are you guys up to? Let's see what else we could do. We could go back to making the space shader, but I kind of want to focus on this. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make... Oh, that's pretty cool, Chris. That's actually really cool. I work on my projects every day. I have another project that I have to do starting tomorrow. That's probably going to take precedent over this. Doing 3D assets and then compiling it to 2D for me is just... It's really cool if you can pull it off. I can't pull it off, but it'd be cool if you could. So I'd like to see that. Or I've seen some of it. You show me some of it. I'd like to see more. Pretty much every day. This has been a project that I've worked on for a while, but it got sidetracked because of the art, and now that we have artwork, we can get back to doing it. And I'm assuming that the artwork we'll probably add in a few more things, and then we will go past that and add more stuff into it as we go along. But really, the engine's done. I just have to copy it over, which is what we're doing now. So if you're just joining, we're copying over an old engine and we're making a video game, and it'll be cool because this is going to be a game that I'm releasing at some point for real. We now have the round start working. What do we want to do with our countdown? There's so much old code in here that I now have to fix. Slash HUD stuff that I have to add. Let's add in our HUD because I wanted to do that anyway. I just realized that because we're using... Okay, hold on. Because this is going to be like this, we're going to have to make some kind of HUD object that does a better job at defining the HUD. Alright, this doesn't matter what it is because it's going to be color. Maybe it'll be that blue. Hopefully I can add this incorrectly, not incorrectly. I like Blender. I like Maya too. I have Maya and Blender. But depends on your preference. I think Blender's easier. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but I'm pretty sure Blender's a lot easier for modeling. Kind of looks stupid with the white HUD, doesn't it? Well, we'll see what we can make from that. We're gonna have to figure out another way to do the HUD. Until then, we'll just add in the HUD elements with sprite fonts or text or something else. Yeah, Blender is always been something that I've wanted to do, but I'm not a big 3D guy. So I've only messed around with it so many times. I messed around with Maya a lot. I did some Maya animation. Nice. That'll be cool. That'll be really cool. Learn how to make some Blender models. That's what I'll get to do next month. Do it. Udemy just completely shifted and changed to their own thing now. So, okay, what are we doing? Let's think. Well, the HUD that we designed, I don't know if we should. Well, I guess it'll work fine. I don't know. We'll add that in later. I'm getting off track. Let's just bring in the round. Let's start the rounds, and that'll be good. I'll be happy with that. If we bring in our round engine here. So when the round start is true, then we set the group to deactivate. Okay. If the object global, not compare instance variable, if inst round start is true, then this can't go in this group. So we then set the group and then that's where we can put that code. We could also have it there because it's funny, but we don't really need it. Okay, so if we pull that, then it's deactivated. And when the round starts, what are we doing when the round starts? We're setting the room to, in this case, it'll be 2. We are setting, we'll have to come up with another way to do that. We create our arena sprite font. And we put in the fade effect and stuff. Okay. This is probably less entertaining than it was yesterday, because yesterday was so spontaneous, but I figured I would just keep doing it because it's fun. But if you guys are working on anything and on anything you want me to play, then let me know and I'll play it. I usually, well, BFXR if I am making sound effects on my own, which is usually what I do for sound effects. I'll leave a link here. And actually, let me show you guys something really cool with BFXR. So you've probably seen this. This is pretty much the standard for making retro kind of sounds. But what you can do, once you have a whole bunch of sounds here, you can go to the mixer and you can start to combine sounds. So I can do this cool jump with a cool laser shoot and a... Okay, this jump is terrible. But something like this. Anyway, and then you can reverse it, which sounds cool. So you can also change the order of this. So BFXR, very powerful. That's actually a cool sound. I'm going to export that sound. And I like to just build a collection of sounds and whatnot. But I don't know what to call this sound. What do I call this sound? Zip. BFXR is the way to go for sounds. For artwork, I generally have a few people who do art from just people that I know can do pixel art for me. If you have any actual music making software, then I'm sure that's going to be better. If you're making a game like this game, what we're going to have is we're going to have someone do sound and music for us. I had someone do sound for the starter template, that's kind of already in here included. I muted it for the stream. There are some really good assets on Open Game Art. There are some really good assets on what's that other place called? Game Dev Market. There are some good ones there. There's some good assets on the Skira store, the Unity store. Pretty much on all the stores, there's some good assets out there. It's hard to find good free assets. It really is hard to find because no free asset's going to fit your needs or for your engine because, you know, all I wanted to do is mess around and make fun logic and make fun games, and getting that artwork compiled takes a very long time. Now I fortunately have, from the running gun, I have enough artwork and bullet types and things like that that'll keep me going for a while, but before that it took a while. So I would recommend trying to pay someone on Fiverr for custom artwork, or try to make artwork if you can, or I don't know, just grab a $10 template off of one of those websites we mentioned and use it. That'll be good. Okay. I've seen the Instant Art Creator. I don't know how I feel about that. But, yeah, if it works, then definitely. Hold on, I have to eat candy now because I have candy. It's my dinner, you guys. I can't get the candy open. I tried. What's another thing? There's a really cool tiling tool that I just found. Oh, I don't remember what it's called. I bookmarked it. There was this. Oh man, I gotta find this. I don't remember what it's called. Let me check my bookmarks. Oh no, that's gonna take hours. You know when you have 1,000 bookmarks and there's no good way to sort through them? Where did I put this? And what was it called? I don't remember. Man, there was this really cool program I found. It was called... Yeah, I know. Sorry for the crunch. I don't remember what that program was called at all, and I don't even know if I have it installed. Let me double check here. There was a tiling program that kind of did everything for you, which was cool. Let's see. No, not finding it. Unfortunately. But there are some programs out there that can make art, but I would recommend just getting a pixel artist or an artist in general and letting them do the work. It's hard to find good artists. That is so true. I'm working with a friend of mine who will, you guys, I still haven't gotten this candy open. It's kind of driving me nuts. Really want this candy. What was I going to say? So find an artist and try to work with them. Find someone who's good at making games. I mean, Twitter's the best place. I got it open. Well, it depends. Oh my God, I almost halfway got it open. This is so frustrating. There we go. I did it. It depends because the 16 by 16 artwork cliche exists, but you don't have to be stuck with 16 by 16. For example, I use 18 by 16 or anything like that. You want to make sure that for your tiles that they should be 16 by 16 or 32 by 32 or whatever you want to make, really. As long as they match up to your 16 by 9 aspect ratio, you'll be fine. You just don't want to make them awkward for your grid. How long have I been streaming? For an hour and 10 minutes. And I would think about 30 minutes of that was me messing around with the stream because it was so broken. And getting this candy open because it took forever and it's still not even open. They're so frustrating. But, alright, now I gotta eat the candy. But, okay, that candy was good. But, basically, I'll probably stream for a little bit longer. I got a lot to do. Candy's good, man. I can't eat chocolate anymore, though. Chocolate hurts my teeth. All right, back to work. What were we doing? We were starting the round, and when the round starts, we're going to have the text display and fade out. That was the goal. Okay, where is that on my test project? Is that this? Weapon type, timer. I want that. Let's grab that. And by the way, if you're just joining, I've already done this project before. I'm revamping it with new art and new code. Well, I'm technically copying over code. So, what are we going to do? We're going to paste this on here, except we're going to put this into the bank finally. We have an object to put there. Let's clone this. I would say if you're starting game design right now, if you're starting making games with Construct 2 or whatever software it is, start collecting assets, start collecting sprite fonts, start collecting music, start collecting things that are, everything should be royalty free. This has been kind of good. Sprite fonts are very cheap. So, those are the one exceptions. I'll buy a sprite font for $1 and I'll use it. But for the most part, royalty free stuff is the way to go. I've never heard of sample swap. Oops. Looks like they have a mobile version. Very cool. Public domain music. That's very, very cool. There's also, check this out. You guys are like this. Video Copilot. Oh my god, that's really creepy. Video Copilot has some crazy, it's expensive, but not as bad. They have some crazy pro scores and action stuff and a lot of other stuff that is just really cool, especially when it comes to making videos. But you can kind of hear this. Hopefully you can hear this. They have a lot of stuff. That's cool. Is this for games? Maybe not, but pretty cool. They definitely have SFX. So that's cool. We do need more C2 games on Steam. My god, that is my goal with this game. It's going to take a little while to get on Steam, but hopefully since we're releasing it for free and on Greenlight, hopefully that can work. This is going to be a pretty big game, so I'm pretty excited about that. But at the same time, we're pretty much halfway there, even though I'm in the beginning of putting this together here. I've already done the code for it, so I just kind of have to throw this all together. Yeah, Video Copilot has some really crazy stuff. Let's call this objects rounds. That's what it was. Okay. Now that we have object rounds, we can go to our game events and we can trigger that once. And when we trigger that, we're going to create the object rounds at the HUD layer. Where do we want to create this? Because we're going to have to, I don't know. Well, we'll mess around. Create this at the window width divided by 2, window height divided by 2. Since we're creating this on the HUD layer, I don't know if that's going to work or not. Hopefully that'll place that in the right spot. And let's see. Oh, here it is. I broke it. How did I break that? because I deactivated that. Aha. Interesting. I shouldn't really mess around that much. That's annoying. Is this getting broken because of this? Let's find out. Wow, I keep passing this. This was working a second ago, and now it's not working? Really? I guess we need our else statement, but even that shouldn't affect anything at all. Maybe that's affecting it. I keep running past this. Wow. Well, that's not good. Okay, so we want to turn that on, and then we want to create this, and this should create... For right now, we can just put this in the center. Let's think we want to put this right here. Just so I know it shows up. Create that there, and then we're going to have what we're gonna do. We need to set that text. So we're gonna set that to round, and then we're gonna set that to the number of rounds. Here it is. Round and rounds. Okay, got it. Got it. We don't have a variable yet, so we'll just do this. Today's more of like a work day for me versus yesterday, where it was just kind of like, oh, I have time, I might as well make this fun. But that doesn't mean it shouldn't be fun. So, oh, HUD is... What's going on? What else can we talk about, you guys? Let's think. Is there anything in this project that you see that you want to learn how to do? Or that you don't know how to do? Or that you have questions on? And it looks like 9 o'clock is a better time to stream because more people are on than 8 o'clock, at least so far. We haven't really done a week-long promotion, and I haven't promoted to my Udemy students or to my newsletter. So we'll have to explore. If not, I like keeping this small because then that way I get to talk to you guys and you guys can ask me questions and stuff, versus I can only imagine if we got, 100 people in here and it was a nightmare to talk to people. Big thumbs up. Okay, so if we are pulling the lever down, we're setting this to true, and if this is true, we should be able to deactivate that group without getting any issue whatsoever. So let's deactivate group. Oh, if I can type. Okay. Set it to deactivated. Okay. This is not creating. I can see this. Yeah, most likely. Oh, I would love to get to 100 people. I mean, that would be really cool, but at the same time, it would also detract from the individual attention that this is actually bringing, which is what I really liked about it yesterday. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes. I could find someone to moderate it. That's not an issue. That would be a good problem to have. Okay, let's see what we want to do. Talent trees or power-ups? They are, and they're fun. They're really fun to add. Talent trees are my favorite thing in the world, so maybe we'll do a talent tree. Maybe that'll be something that we could do for like a series. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But I'm not adding a talent tree into this just yet. Not there yet. Or power-ups. I guess this is kind of boring, isn't it? Because we're only bringing over code. But if I can just get this one thing to work here, I'm kind of like doing both things at once. I'm trying to be entertaining, but I'm also trying to read this code that I wrote already. Let's see. We're turning round start to true. Is that completely different from the rounds? Let's see. I mean, yeah, we could add an talent tree to this type of game. Yeah, I don't know. We could definitely do that. We're gonna add in a bunch of different weapons. We're gonna add in a bunch of different power-ups. Talent tree is something that we're thinking about doing as well. I guess it wasn't gonna necessarily be a talent tree, but it was gonna be more of a just more of an upgrade window, I guess, is what you would say, because you're upgrading your skills, which I guess is the same as a talent tree. But I guess a talent tree, you want to upgrade certain skills, and I don't think this will be that kind of game. But yeah, definitely. And if not, we can do a talent tree for just a tutorial when I make a talent tree system for sure, because those are fun. Do you have an example of a talent tree that you've made? And what we're going to do now is figure out why this is not working. Let's think. Let's see. It's the whole room system here that's getting messed up, because if this is not true, then the room is 0. So let's figure that out for this, because I already have a room value there. So I don't want to mess with that too much. Actually, it's really not a big deal, is it? It shouldn't be. Okay. It can preload. It can definitely preload it on request. But I think it does. I don't know. Let's look that up. Preloading layouts, construct 2. I know you can preload and wait for everything, for at least all the objects to create, but let's see. Well, as of 5 years ago, the creator construct 2 says don't preload anything. Interesting. What are you trying to make? It probably does not. That would be my guess, because that would be too crazy. I can't get the debug to work at all. Otherwise, I could show you the profiler. You can see this is what happens with my debug all the time, and it was really annoying. But if we could get the profiler or the watch tab to work, we could take a look at it. But that's not going to work. Mobile with low memory and multiple levels. Well, mobile's completely different, so I can understand why you'd want to load one thing at a time. There are some features, though. There's some settings that you can mess around with, such as the preload sound setting. I don't know. I don't really need to preload my games for anything. This, for me, developing on a desktop works fine. Yeah, it's really not. I think I should handle it. It depends how you create your mobile game, and this is advice that I've been giving out for a little while now. When it comes to making mobile games, you have to make sure that you're creating objects and destroying objects at the same time. So if you go off screen, you should essentially program your level so you can hide the things that are not in view, and then when you're back in view, you can show them again. That's pretty much how you would want to do it. You mean like JSON data and XML data and stuff like that? Because that's pretty much what you can do. I'm pretty sure you can download data off of a URL too, but pretty much only the typical data like that, like JSON stuff. Yeah, there's some really cool music stuff you can do. Like the audio feature in Construct 2 is actually really underrated. If you look at the plugin for it, if I can get to an event here, if you look at the audio plugin, you have a bajillion effects. So if you're pulling down audio, you can actually do a lot of editing in here. Interesting. That's very interesting. That you have to change the port on localhost. JSON and XML are very, very simple. XML is easier, but JSON is really not that hard either. Even YML is fun. They're all just text languages. They're all just text files. I would say you could probably do the same exact thing that you're doing with JSON with XML. I did an entire thing. I'm actually going to post those videos soon. I did an entire thing for the Skira channel that required reading off of an XML file and displaying it like a typewriter effect. And that was fun to figure out, but it was a little tricky to implement. But for the most part, creating an XML file is the easiest thing you could possibly do. And so is programming that in. So I'll be posting those videos soon. I've been waiting for them to post all of those videos because there was like 10 of them and they've been stretching them out since like February. So yeah, we'll see. Be posting those soon. You can check those out. I could even find the link for them if you want to watch it now. I'll find the link. Let's see. Let's see if they put it into a playlist yet. Yeah, they did. So they only have 7 videos, so I think the 8th video is going live tomorrow, which is good because then there's only 2 left, and then I can post the entire series on my channel. I can post those 7 videos now, but it doesn't really do me much good. But if you watch through those videos are long and there's a lot. The assets are free. It's an entire platformer game with a boss battle and a bunch of other stuff. So check that out. That'll be on the channel here soon. But we definitely go through how to do XML stuff. Doing JSON is the same thing as XML, but I found it to teach XML is a little bit easier. The logic that we do to actually bring in the JSON, the XML, and then make the typewriter effect is pretty cool. We use the left function in Construct 2, and that actually displays text from the left, and there's subsequently a right function. So very cool. Very cool stuff. Very simple to add. What are we going to do? We're going to fix this damn thing, and then we're going to find something else to do, because I can tell that this is not as entertaining, although it could be when I get the combat in here. So what we want to do is figure out why it's not creating that sprite font there. And it might not be creating it because of the fact that the HUD scale rate is at 0. Let's go here. All right, everyone's showing up. So if you're brand new to the stream for today, I'm working on a game, which is cool. And this game is something I've been working on for a while, but we're just now getting it to the production stage here. We've been working on planning for the game, coming up with ideas for the game, and then I worked on an engine, so now I'm just kind of transferring over everything from the engine to this, which is the final art assets, but also the player's temporary, the crosshair's temporary. So we're just kind of now adding things back, and it's going to be a really fun, replayable platformer, action platformer game with a lot of story elements that we're infusing, and we're making it in Construct too. So it's pretty cool. Right now, my lever that I was trying to program is not working, but other than that, everything else is working. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I expect some live streams not to be as great as others. I mean, you know, they're just kind of fun to do. So as long as you guys are somewhat entertained or can learn something from this, then it's a win-win. And I still have to make a video for later. So if you guys have any ideas, usually I come up with videos days in advance and I do all of them and then I just kind of record them all. But recently it's been more like kind of do it the day before and then release it. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. And maybe we'll get an idea for a video that we can do. Maybe we could do, I've already done like all the lerping camera stuff, the crosshair stuff. There is a few things that I wanted to teach. How's it going? There's a few things that I wanted to teach with GitHub because I'm gonna push this to GitHub when I get it to a better state here, and you guys can check it out for yourself, which could be pretty cool. You can look at all the code, but technically you're already looking at the code, so I don't know if I'm gonna make the CapEx file available anytime soon, but you can at least clone it for yourself and grab the CapEx file. And welcome if you're just joining. Welcome. So, okay, let's work through this. This is not creating this sprite font on the HUD layer at this location. So let's put it to PX and PY. Let's put this right to the player. And from there, that should work, in theory. Put this on top. Unless this is like true. No, we're good. So the only other thing I need to do is trigger in the rounds, but other than that, that should be good. I don't understand why that's not working. Make a unless oh my god. Oh no, wait, this is a sprite font from here. Object timer, object rounds. Not sure why it's not creating the object. Circular menu is a really cool idea. I think I will put that in. That's actually a really cool idea. I've been considering messing around with some really cool menus, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So that's a good thing. I think I'll do that. Thank you for the idea. I will put that into this. Oh my god, this is just messing up left and right for me. Did I just zoom out of the game event? Oh my god. When I zoomed out of the game event, it was in the game layout. Okay, so why that's not creating on the HUD layer, I'm not sure. Because it should be. And it shouldn't be disabling it that fast. Disabling the group. So unless... Yeah, right? Focus. Why is this not creating this object? Who knows? Let's try putting the sprite font here, even though it should work fine elsewhere. Let's see if it'll create that. Nope. That's so strange. It might be creating it up there because it's not moving to my player, but it should have created it at player X, player Y. So unless it's getting buried, which it shouldn't be, I got no idea. How's it going, Jared? Welcome. There should be audio. Hopefully there's audio. If you guys can't hear me, then that's unfortunate. Huh. There's definitely audio. All right. All right, this is now getting to the point where we need to... Okay, so you know what? It's probably creating, but it's not showing up for no reason whatsoever. We're setting the text to be rounds. So let's get rid of that. The text should just show up. Okay, the text is there. Now that we have the text showing up, we should be able to create it wherever we please. That should technically work. Well, it's at 720p because I don't know what I'm doing with live streaming. So forgive me. I can stream at 1080p the next time we do this because that would be better for sure. Yeah. The XSplit was messing up my computer today, so I think I'll probably mess around with doing 1080p the next time we do this, rather than tweak it now since it's live and it's working and it's, you know, whatever. I really need to eat this candy because I only ate one, or I'm gonna try opening up a different thing of candy here because that one's still not open all the way. So forgive me for the noise. I am actually making a roguelike for the mega course. We're doing that after the space shooter. The space shooter we were working on yesterday. It's going to be this big asteroid bullet hell. I'm really excited about that. And then I'm really excited about the roguelike. The roguelike's going to be really cool. And 720p should look HD. I mean, it is HD, so hopefully that's okay, but obviously since I have the capacity to record at 1080p, we can do that. Finally, I got candy. Okay. Was that where that was? 45, 250. Okay, cool. All right. Why that's not creating? Let's debug with no debugger. So let's do the alternate debug. Go to the game event. There we go. And what's the control for alternate debug? Somebody tell me. There we go. Okay. Pull. Round started. And did not create object. Interesting. Before it deactivates the group, it calls that 5 times. Okay, let's fix that. Perfect. There we go. Except every time I do this, that shouldn't happen. If round started is true, then maybe this is not deactivating. Although... this is what debugging is like, you guys. All media elements. Where did I get that from? When you have bugs in your game, I don't know why that's doing that. I don't have a group called... oh, I do. It's in my... oh, it's so frustrating. What was this called? Pull lever. seriously. Okay, so it should set that to deactivated, and before it does, we'll create this object. Let's create this on the player layer for right now instead, so we can see if we can get this to show up. Then once it shows up, we'll try to create it on the HUD layer, and then we'll have it fade out, and all the other cool stuff that should have worked. Why does that not work? Oh yeah, I never fixed that. Okay, so what... I'm trying to think of something else I can ask you guys. Besides what's the favorite tutorial from the channel so far, what is... What's your number one thing that you want to see on this channel, but also that you want to do for yourself? Like, you're watching this because you want to make video games. Do you want to actually make a game on Steam? Do you just want to make games for fun? What is it that you're after? That's what I want to know. Nice. Okay. Do you want to make a game for Steam? Or do you want to make a game for, you know, something, or just in general? I feel like getting your game on Steam is kind of the thing now. That's really cool. And Concert 2 has the Wii U abilities. Steam, itch.io, and what's the other one called? Desura, I think. Something like that. I want to put my game on TigSource, and I want to put my game on IndieDB as well. Very cool. Does that mean that Nintendo developers are using C2? Because that's really cool. I can understand now why you might have found this channel, because a lot of the C2 tutorials out there are kind of really, not to put anybody down, but they're not fun. Exactly. The thing with Steam is you want to make sure that your concept is there and you have your engine ready to go. Nintendo, though, that's really cool. What can you tell me about the NX system, man? I want one. That'll be the first Nintendo purchase I've made since the Wii came out in 2007. But I would love a DS. Oh yeah, of course. You can switch movement mechanics very easily. You can actually have, well, do you have the personal license or the free version? It's cool. I'm probably going to buy that NX if it comes out and it's good. Not a big console gamer, but I would totally buy that. Yeah, it is. I wish I had one. I have the regular DS from when it first came out. And I mean, Nintendo is what gets you into gaming at this point. I mean, when you're just starting out and you're however old you are, there's no doubt about it, because they make the age-appropriate games. Nintendo is the best, you know? Anyone who's saying Nintendo's not good is lying. I'm stoked for E3. That'll be cool. That'll be really cool. Yeah, I read an article saying that Nintendo is gonna kind of do there's gonna be a new Zelda game, there's gonna be a new Super Smash Bros. Speculated. It'd be cool. Totally cool. So we'll see. I'm excited for E3 then. And if I could ever put this game on Wii, that'd be cool. Oh man, I was going to go to GDC. I was going to go, and then I couldn't go because it's all the way in California. But I'd love to go. Next year, I'm gonna go. Hopefully, the coolest thing to be would to have this game or any game on display there. That'd be so cool. Or just to go meet everybody and just meet people. That'd be so cool. Yeah, that would be great. I might go to Comic-Con because Comic-Con's amazing. I'm big into indie video games and I'm big into animation, so it's kind of like I go to both, If you guys are at Comic-Con or any con in the future, let me know because that would be so cool. It would be really cool to meet some Concert 2 people. It'd be cool to meet you guys. Yeah, Super Ubi Land got messed up with Steam. I know that for sure, and that's unfortunate because it was a good game. But yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't remember how he got messed up, but I know something got messed up about that. Not because of Construct 2, but just because of something. But we're going to get more games with C2 on Steam. That's my goal. I think if I can help, 1 to 2 of you get games on Steam after I get my game on Steam, that would be great. It takes a lot of determination to get onto Steam. A lot of determination. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Super Ruby Land, but it was a cool game. I mean, any Construct 2 game that I think there's actually a Construct 2 game in Steam Greenlight right now that I saw on the Construct 2 Facebook page. But yeah, we need to make a push here, and we need to make Construct 2 better. And I mean, especially with Construct 3 coming out, not sure when that's coming out, but just the fact that Construct 2 or Construct in general is uploaded or being not uploaded, being updated, that's going to be huge for us to do to be the original Construct 2 developers and get on Steam. Next Penelope is really fun until you start playing for more than an hour. I played that game a lot. It's amazing what they have accomplished in Construct 2. Absolutely amazing. Really love it, but wasn't a fan of all the mechanics at the end there. I think they could have done a better job with it, but for what it did with Construct 2, it's great. I don't think it was ready yet. C3 will come out hopefully by the end of this year. I mean, hopefully. I mean, we've had Construct 2 for like 5 years now, so it'd be really cool if C3 came out this year. I don't know. They have the website up for it. It's called construct3.com. But other than that, after an hour, it just gets to be really repetitive. Not in like a way that is. We could probably play it. I mean, you can see. Well, you can't get the Steam plugin unless you have a certain. I don't remember. If you have a certain number of people or something like that. 8-Bit Fiesta. I'll check that out. That sounds like a fiesta. I like fiestas. Let's check it out. Oh, wow. 9 out of 10. Crosscode started in C2 because I just played that the other day. Did they switch over? That's nuts. Wow, I did not know that. I don't know if Sombrero's on here. This game looks cool. This game looks alright, but I don't know. It's cool that they have the interaction. Local co-op, at least. I mean, look, they got their game on Steam and they have very positive reviews, so it's a huge win for Counter-Strike 2. But this doesn't look like the indie titles that Game Maker people are putting out. Not to put this down at all, but when it comes to making Game Maker games, maybe because they actually have an image editor, the Game Maker games that come out are nuts. Crosscode. Yeah, I've been playing Crosscode. Do you know if it continued in C2? This game's amazing. I played this game for all of the free demo. If this was made in Concert 2, I'm going to buy it. That's for sure. This game's great. Really, really well done. Like, it takes me back to playing Chrono Trigger. That's what this game reminded me of. Even though it's a little bit more than Chrono Trigger was. But still, the art style, I don't know. Biggest technical limitation with Contra 2, I haven't encountered any. I've encountered some performance drop with mobile, which is why I don't really design for mobile. But I haven't really encountered too many pitfalls. The annoying things happen by mistake when they release a new build, like the debug is broken and stuff like that. But that's, the same with Game Maker. Game Maker Updater sucks. It has sucked for so long. So I haven't really encountered any limitations with programming. As long as you kind of know what you're doing, you're not making any infinite loops. But other than that, Crosscode's like a top-down roguelike, but it's got an older feel to it. It's a really fun game, and if this was made in Concert 2, I'm totally going to buy this. I need to find that out now. I want to know if that was made in Concert 2. Because if it is, we need to find those developers. Who made this? That would be crazy. We need to have that developer on here right now. We need to ask him questions like, how did you make this game? There's two other games that I know. One game is called Sombrero. Sombrero is a crazy cool game made with Construct 2. I don't even know if it's still in development or what's going on with that. And then everyone knows Coin Op Story is great. It does look like Zelda a little bit. There's a link on Skira for Crosscode. Let me look this up. Yeah, I remember Crosscode. Where's there a link on Skira? I will bow down to this game if this was made with Construct 2. Is there any programming streams, or are they all just... I don't see any Construct 2. I see some Photoshop. Spriting, implementing dungeon battles. All right, this'll tell us. This'll let us know. It's not loading. Oh my god, what did they do? This is... Whoa. Alright, it's not Construct 2. That would have been insane. I mean, what he's made, look at this. What he's made is insane. He's pretty much made his entire... Oh my god. Now, programming something like this, that's insane. That's nuts. That's so cool. Is this an engine, or did he make this? Like RPG Maker? So what started in Construct 2 somehow became a web browser engine that he can now edit live? Wow. but I don't think it was made with Construct 2. I think he just posted it. I don't think it was made with Construct 2. He literally just used the forum. He literally just used the forum to promote it. It doesn't look like he made it with C2. If he did, why does this not have like 1,000 different replies? You know? Wow. I don't know how much that is in dollars, but it's got to be a lot. I agree with all these though. It's a crazy fun game. And you know what makes this game really good? Besides the actual gameplay itself, it's the artwork. The artwork is obviously incredible, and that's what I was trying to make apparent without trying to sound too mean. The Construct 2 games that are out there, they don't have the same level of artwork that the Game Maker games have, or even just the games that, I guess we'll compare it straight to Game Maker because they're pretty much in competition with each other. Or any engine for that matter, you know? Like, having the artwork is just as important as having good gameplay. Even though the artwork comes second. I have no idea how to do chromatic aberration. No clue. But wow, that's a trip. If this game was made in Construct 2, that would be crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's see. Factorio was made with Construct 2? No way. No way. There's no way. Factorio is an amazing game. No way. It's just like, if where's the actual, you know, page where we're finding out all these games made with Construct 2? Like, if you go to Yo-Yo Games and you check that out, or if we go to the showcase here, you can see all the games that you probably recognize too, right? Like this game, Another Perspective. I've seen this game before. Obviously, Hyperlight Drifter, Inc. is a great game. Crashlands is a game. Hotline Miami, you know, Spelunky, Downwell, Risk of Rain. It's just like, you see these games and you recognize them. Where is that for C2? If Factorio was made with Construct 2, my mind will be blown. If all of these games, when I type in Construct 2, are made with Construct 2. No way. Let's find out. Yeah, I know, I need to look at itch. Factorio, Construct 2. Or maybe Factorio just has construction in the title and that's why it popped up. That's probably the answer, because this is an amazing game. Yeah, Hyperlight Drifter was made in Game Maker. So was Undertale. Undertale was made in Game Maker. You know? Wanderlust. They do a good job at updating their page. Super Crate Box. I mean, you got all these games. There's Undertale. Yeah, let's do that. Let's look at IndieDB. IndieDB. It was released in 2011. I got that right. All right, games. The Psychiatrist, coming April 15th. All right, we got a few days. We got 16 days. We can do it. This game. It's the same thing. Like, look, this game could be really, really good. But the artwork, because I feel that they don't have an image editor that is great, I don't know why it lacks. I don't know why. We got to change this. We got to make... And it's not just because Construct 2 is better than another program, because it's not. They're all the same. It's just, I feel like people give Construct 2 a bad rap because of it. You know, you can... Someone said earlier in the comments that they'd never programmed before and they came to Construct 2 and it's just so much better. And I agree. I've programmed before, and like I said yesterday, you want to make games. You don't want to be making engines that take you forever and ever and ever. Look up iconoclasts, okay. Or was that not on here? Iconoclasts in DDB. Or where is it? I'll look up iconoclasts construct 2. My dog is dreaming, by the way, if you guys can hear that. I apologize. There you go. This is a great game. I mean, look, the artwork is there, and in addition to that, it's built off of the same basic platformer. This is something I was thinking we would do. We would just do a I played Blitzbreaker. It's a really cool game. I know they just put it on Steam. Because the artwork is here, it makes the game better. But all these features, I mean, with the exception of ledge grab, the screen shake, the shooting, the actual HUD, jumping, and all that stuff, we've made it, you know, like we've done it, and adding in slopes is easy. So things that I'm noticing here that we can do the slopes, we can do the ledge grab, we can do they have other things that become more advanced, like adding in the HUD, and I can see there's kind of like a mini map, but even the mini map situation is just dependent on what room you're in. So you just have to section off your level. But I mean, look at all the parallax stuff that they're doing. We haven't gone over parallax, but it's very easy. All you have to do is have multiple layers and then set the speeds down. All of this stuff is so easily achievable in Construct 2 that the only thing getting in the way for us is the artwork, and it's the originality, and it just comes with making the game. But we're like one step away from making these great games. The one thing that I do wish we had, though, was a bit more focus on timeline control. Because timeline, especially when it comes to boss battles, if you're using like Multimedia Fusion 2, or if you're using Game Maker especially, this boss battle that we're watching right here becomes so much easier to set up, because you're setting it up in a timeline. You have it say, do this, do this, do this. So, I mean, we can program that in with some kind of state machine, but just a little bit more control on that, and there's nothing getting in the way from making a game like this other than the artwork. I mean, the only thing I'm noticing here is that the feedback of the player when he shoots the gun is just kind of lame. Like, look at what he's shooting. He's shooting a huge bullet with huge smoke effects, and he's not being pushed back. The gun's not being pushed in directions. Like, there's no smoke effects there, but there's smoke effects. That's really cool. That's a cool physics effect. It does? Okay. Is this on Steam? Or where can I buy this? Because, I mean, it would be more fun to play games that were built with Construct 2. Not to destroy them, but to help them, I guess. Iconoclasts. I've been considering programming in Game Maker again, just because I want to compare the differences between this and Construct 2, but also, you know, every single engine's fun to make games in. It's, for me, Construct 2 is the fastest way to make games, and for what I've been doing, it's also the easiest way to explain logic. But for those people who want to script and want to write code, of course you have more features when you program, because it's different ways of formatting your logic. So, yeah, I don't know where that is. That's a cool game. I think that game is extremely, extremely doable in Construct 2. Like, I mean, obviously they're making it in Construct 2, but yeah. From what I'm reading here, it says that Iconoclast was made in Construct Classic, but that was a few years ago. That guy is a god from the guy who made what was that game called, you guys? That was made that made headlines. This Is Not a Game. That's this guy. The guy doing Coin Op Story. That was a cool game. It was too short, but it was cool. And here you go. This is exactly the point I was making. The guy who makes this game is amazing at doing artwork, amazing at animating, and all you need is Construct 2 and it'll handle the rest. So I guess that does kind of bring up a point that I have never addressed, that really, you know, it's not just the gameplay that makes the game, it's the art that makes the game as well. And we know that, but for some reason, we can't get artists to come to our Construct 2 games. I don't know why. Find good artists. I guess that's the theme for today, is find some good artists who can make your games look the way you want them to look. Because, I mean, that game just looks so much fun, but in reality, the engine behind this is nothing we haven't programmed in the platformer videos I've been doing. That's the hard reality of it. I mean, they have other features like that I pointed out, but other than that, all this is doable within an hour, if not less. And if we had this artwork and we had this if we had this artwork and level design skills, we're good to go. Oh my gosh, I have a whole screen resolution thing. I don't know what I do. I've never seen. Well, there is no one size that fits all for screen res. I would say stick with 16:9, and I'm releasing this starter template soon. And what I had to do was, like you can see here, this is 2,560 by 1440. So this is a huge display. This is a huge layout, but the actual window size is 320 by 180. But when I go into my sound manager here, I'm setting it to be 1280 by 720 for a huge layout like that. So I'm hoping that this template will kind of get you over that fear of having one size to fit all. I mean, if you're developing for mobile, I think Ed has a tutorial on a really great way to do vertical mobile games, but I don't know how to do landscape mobile games that well. I haven't really messed around with that. But for the most part, this stream and everything else has been for desktop games. But coming up with a aspect ratio shouldn't be that hard. Just pick something that's 16:9. So just go onto Wikipedia, like so, and pick something. So 640, 360, 720, 405. Any of these work for every single monitor, and you can always scale up. So if you make your game really tiny, you can just scale it up as long as it's 16:9. And I would say stick with that. Or, I mean, you could do 4:3. But we haven't really done 4:3. Love 2D. I mess with Love 2D, and it's actually very easy, but it's hard to explain how much of a how awesome the event sheet editor is here, because the event sheet editor just takes all of your logic and puts it so neatly and nicely for you to see it. And if it just had more consistent updates to it, if we could get more things in it. I showed everyone yesterday my forum post for my idea for Construct 3 about having in a typed advanced way to use event sheets. If we can just get more features to this event sheet editor, I think a lot of people would want to program with this more, because there's a difference between the programmers and the people who want to make games. People who want to make games don't want to be programming. They just want to make fun games. Like, I think that really says a lot, because who wants to spend their time programming hours and hours and hours to not have anything to show for it but some program? I don't know. I would rather make a game, And that's what Construct 2 really lets you focus on. And not to say that the other softwares don't, but you really want to focus on your game, make a fun game, and make a game that looks good, plays good. Keep it simple. Okay, let's go back to what we were doing and fixing some bugs, because I don't want to spend all my time fixing a bug. I want to spend my time programming in the cool things, the things that are like enemy stuff, and just things that make the game. Cool game mechanics. Everything is messed up. Okay. So I don't know why this is not creating. Doesn't really make sense. So I'm going to try something else here. And that's going to be this. We're going to compare the room. Now go back. Nah, 22. Broken lines, like a TV effect. Yeah, you can. I think there's a TV effect in the actual Skira store, but besides that, you can add in scan lines. You mean like this? I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can see when I play. Can you see those lines going through the white? It's not going to show up on the black. Other than that, I don't understand what you mean. Like a grid? Alright, I can see a lot of people have joined. So if you're just joining now, we're kind of we're talking about a lot of stuff made with Construct 2, and I'm making my own Construct 2 game that is going to be out for free. We're going to make it for, hopefully, Steam at one point, but right now we're just going to make it for free. We're transferring over code from an original project of this, and we're just kind of making it work. And I'm fixing this one thing right now, so bear with me. But if you guys have any questions, or if you want to say anything, then please make yourself known in the chat. That way I can respond to you. So if this is 2, let's hope that this creates a room. If not, I don't know. Let's see if that works. We were having trouble spawning in that text. And we're still having trouble spawning in that text. Why are we having trouble? Let's add the room to the debug. Let's go all the way up. Oh no, wait, where did I put this for debug stuff? So who's going to make a game in Construct 2 and put it on Steam now? Out of curiosity. I hope that's all. I hope that's your goal. I hope that's everyone's goal. Because I would love to see your game. Or just put it anywhere. Good. Awesome. So we're never setting our rooms? Oh. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Okay. The reason that wasn't working, this is because I didn't have my own global object involved. Oh, wow. That was so simple. It's because I'm trying to talk to you guys and entertain you guys at the same time, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just redo my game. Okay, cool. So now that actually works, I'm wondering why that wasn't working. This is probably going to work like this. Right? You guys? Although technically I should probably put this to 2 anyway. Doesn't really matter. And we want to create this. Let's create this here again. Oh, that trigger once didn't work. Interesting. Oh no, I loaded it from the menu again. Or from the game. Cool. Okay. Well, I don't think the goal should be to get it on Steam right away. I think the goal should be to finish it, and then hopefully at that point I'll be able to help you get it on Steam. Steam, you have to have, an LLC. You have to do a bunch of other stuff. You have to commit to updating your game every single week if you're doing early access. So there's some things around that. But just making your game in general, putting it on itch.io, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. So Yeah, make your game, put it up. Let me see it. Let me play it. Let me give you feedback on it. Let me help you out to the best that I can. For instance, Jared, make your game with touch controls so you can actually put it for HTML5 and I can play it. That's a lot easier to get feedback on it than having people download your file on their phone. And you can still test it out that way. And obviously you'll get better frames because you're developing on HTML5. But if you never finish anything, the thing is to just do it one at a time. I mean, I have a lot of projects going on, but I have to finish them all one at a time. So just try and do that. And okay, let me do one thing here. Yeah, definitely. Send it my way and I'll put it on the stream. If you have the game uploaded. If any of you have games uploaded that you want me to play, send it my way right now. Or if anything that you want me to check out that you think is cool, send it my way. Okay. Price must be in increments of 1. Interesting. That's better than nothing. Better than nothing. Okay. So, what do we want to do? Let's call this who did the graphics for no, you have to send me a personal message on YouTube here with the link to play the game. For this, no, my friend is doing the graphics and he's making it for us. We're doing this game together, and they're pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with them. We're trying to keep it to 3 tones, so the player's just a temp player. But yeah, white, black, and blue are pretty much our colors, and that kind of shows the electricity and whatnot. And we'll mess around with it as we continue to go, but I'm excited for that. Links are disabled for everybody except for me. So if you want to send me, your game, if you want to send me a link or anything like that, tell me to check out where to go, and I can check that out for you. But if you want to send me your game right now, then just put it in the private message. Yes, Trace. Trace is my artist. He's the one who's making making this wonderful artwork, so you guys can go congratulate him on the artwork and stuff, which is cool. I'm really excited, right, Trace? Yeah. We're excited to see how this is going to work out. Yeah. Will I consistently stream every day? I would like to. I don't think I can do it every single day, but it would be cool if I could do it every other day or as often as I can. I know that it's going to get a little bit more busy as I have other things I have to finish, and certain things I can't stream, client work I cannot stream, but for the most part I should be able to. Put it this way, I have this game, which is for fun. This is obviously something that Trace and I are doing in our free time. Then I have the space shooter that I have to finish. Then I have to finish another game that you'll find out about soon. And then I have the roguelike and the point-and-click adventure game to make for the mega course. And then I am done with all the work that I have to do. that is on my plate at the moment. Anybody who's good with illustrations, anybody who's trying to make artwork, send it my way. Make a pack for everybody. Do so many things with your artwork. It'd be really cool, Gabriel, if you did some artwork just to get better at it. I can definitely use some of your artwork in the tutorial, anything like that. Once a week stream would be cool, but since I have, for the most part, I can do it whenever I feel like it. It's not really restricted to a bedtime. It can go for however long I want. I can do whatever I want. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I think the time to stream at is seemingly 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is a good stream time for people to come and stop by, and then probably stop. I don't know. Probably stop at like 11, something like that, and whatnot. And if anybody's interested, I'm gonna try to do this in every single stream. Because I think it's probably going to be my best way to help you guys out. And so you can actually, if you want the projectile engine at the moment and the starter template and access to the 10 games that we're making, which we have 3 of right now. We have the run and gun, we have the fighting game, and we have a tower defense game for mobile. So we're kind of doing 5 desktop games, 5 mobile games. If you are interested in that, then right now you can go to Udemy and you can enter in. I can actually give out the link here. You can actually just click on that link and you can get it for the cheapest possible. So it's pretty much half off. Udemy just kind of changed everything with their prices and kind of got rid of all of the price schemes that everybody did. So everyone's kind of pissed, but also kind of excited about it. So if you want to kind of get the stuff that I was talking about, like this, which if I hit play here, you can see jumpstarts your desktop game. There will be a mobile template at some point. You have an options menu. There is sound. I just muted it for this, for the live stream. If you want to get this and the projectile template and a bunch of other games, then there you go. I wanted to do that every time I stream, so just so you knew that you're getting a discount on it. You're getting half off, which is the best we can do. Yeah, if you're already on the course, great. And you should then grab the starter template. I'm going to be uploading the starter template version 2 soon. So that'll be cool as well. If not, then yeah. Yeah, Trace does a lot of 3D stuff. There was actually someone saying that they do 3D stuff and then compress it down to 2D, which is cool. Totally. Okay, so let's get back to doing this game. Okay, what do we want to? What did you update on the sprite sheet, Trace? And I also don't know if any time I had somebody else on the stream, if their audio would go through. So that's something I want to try out at some point. Then Trace and I can actually talk about how we're going to make this game, because we have a lot to do for the game art-wise. But we're getting there. But right now, if he can hear me, then I'll check out the sprite sheets. Because I actually had to flip these tiles. I had to flip the top tiles, and actually I didn't even make it work. Cool. You can hear me? It's like having a one-way phone call. Okay. So now that we figured out the whole issue with why that wasn't working, we can actually now go back and call in our rounds. This worked fine, so I could leave this. I'm going to call this round start. No, you won't need the personal edition to follow along with the mega course, but that being said, in the run and gun, I did use families a lot. So hopefully by the time you get to the run and gun, you'll make the decision to upgrade. And the reason for that is, you get a lot more out of your game. You get a lot more out of your game when you have more layers and families. And families are just like parenting and game makers. So when you have a family that has X amount of behaviors, all you do is put an object in that family, and then it inherits all of those behaviors. And then because of that, that opens up logic to doing different things, and that's kind of a big deal. And so it makes the programming a lot tighter, and it makes the game a lot faster to make. So that's why I used families, but by no means do you have to do that. You can just do it like you normally would for every single object, make the behaviors for them. So you shouldn't have any issue if you're using the free version. I'm trying to do my best to craft it for both free version and personal version on the course. So that's, hopefully that answers your question. And one other thing I want to say about that, because I'm going to be giving out that coupon every time we do this, is you can always refund. If it's not your course, if it doesn't work for you, you can always refund. You have 30 days to refund the course if it's not something that you're interested in. So there's that. Let me check out those personal messages before I go back to doing this stuff, because I wanted to play those games. Let's see. Let's go to the community. Okay, so I got 3 games to check out here. Oh, wow. Jared, this is really cool. Attach the joystick and stuff. Nice. There you go. See, I mean, look, this is great. I see why you want to make this for mobile. It's very cool. I don't know if Jared's still on here. I hope he is. Very, very cool. See, I like the keyboard controls too, but for what this is worth, this is actually pretty cool. You might want to make this down so I'm not like, so the player's not like stuck behind this like this. But this is pretty cool. Shouldn't this make him jump? You're gonna add in the jump buttons because you only just did this. Did you draw this artwork, or did you find it from some other place? It's very cool, man. Very, very cool. I don't think you should have any issue putting this on mobile. If you did this artwork, very, very, very cool. You should be proud of this pixel art. Right, Trace? Trace is going to love this pixel art, actually. You're going to love that. Look at that hair animation. That hair animation's great. This is off to a great start. I don't think you'll have any problem with mobile. If you have, 10, you're not going to have 100 enemies at a time, right? And if you don't go anywhere, like if you kind of stay within this layout, maybe, I mean, that might be boring, but, if you stayed within this layout, you shouldn't have an issue. And then when you scale this a little bit more, yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, let me know when this goes to, when you get it for mobile. I'll test it out for mobile for you, and I'll see how it runs for me and see if I can help you out in any way, because this shouldn't be that big of a deal for mobile. I think this could be handled. We have 2 other games to check out. Let's check them out. From TigSource. No way. Wow. From Katrina. I'm not sure if Katrina's watching the stream, but totally cool games. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's look at this game. So, now this game is made with Construct 2. Katrina, you're a badass. That's cool. Or if you just found these games, whoever made these games is amazing. But, I mean, look at this effect right here. If you can see this GIF, and you can see how this right here, this is our foreground parallax that we did. That's exactly what it is. It's just, it's well done because of the artwork and because of the atmosphere. This is something Trace will love as well. The atmosphere in this GIF is crazy. And the fact that you're sticking with Construct 2, primo. Absolutely primo. You know, a game like this probably would look really cool in a 3D engine like Unity, and you can do, you know, the Z depth. You can do the foreground parallax a lot easier in Unity, even though it's pretty simple in Construct 2 as well. But for what it's worth, I think based on iconoclasts, which we were shown today, I mean, if you program this game, I know that this is more of an atmospheric artsy kind of game. If you program this game the way that Iconoclast is programmed, which is the same way that we've been programming our games for the past few months, it's great. It's done. It looks great. Yonder Game is what it's called if you guys want to check it out. Yonder Game. Is it out? Can we play it? Wow. Very, very cool. So here I'll post this so you guys can check this one out. There's another game to check out as well. A rhythm platformer game, which is pretty cool. It looks like these are made by different people, but you linked me to them, so I'm assuming they're made with Construct 2. Yeah, wow. All right. So this is from October. We're getting there. Construct 2 is getting there, that's for sure. Oh, I have seen this. I have seen this. Wow. For you 3D people, I don't know if Chris is still here. That's pretty cool. This is made in Construct 2. It's a dance party. This is pretty nuts, actually. Wow. South by Southwest's most interesting indie game. I don't know if you guys are seeing this right now, but this is pretty crazy. Okay. We got some things to look out for. Yeah. Right? Those 3D models are on point. I'm sure what they're doing, though, is they're playing videos in the middle of the game. Very cool. You know, the power of Construct 2 is there. It's everything that I've tried to teach you guys is there. And once you take that and you apply the artwork to it, that makes it look better, because that's the thing. You know, the art makes your game better, and that's how you get people to play your game, is if it looks good. It's the sad truth, because, you know, you kind of want to say, the indie part of us wants to say that, you know, well, I programmed it well and it's got the cool mechanics, it's got new mechanics and original mechanics, it should be good on its own. But if you want to really make your game, it has to look good too. It's like, all of my code looks good, but the game needs to complement the code. Okay, so now that this is working, I can put this back over here where I wanted to put it, and we should be able to now hide objects a little bit more. And we can start our round. Of course, I keep starting this from the game layout. I need to start this from here. Cool. Okay, so what we want to do now is set that to this. Make sure that that works. So what this is going to have to say is the round, and we also want to spawn that or create that object where? And let's put this on the HUD layer. Hopefully that'll put it close to the center. Have I played the bridge? I have not played the bridge. I keep starting it from not the game layout. Is it a game I should check out? Maybe I need to do the layout. All right, I'll check it out in 1 second. Why won't that go to the HUD? Do you know what the game was made in? Oh, you know what this is like? This is like Monument Valley. Very cool. The old game. Wow. It looks like it could be made in concert too. But yeah, this is like Monument Valley. Very cool. These kind of games, I mean, I can only imagine how much time you have to spend making the level and making the puzzle to be like MC Escher. Oh, and Katrina, I just saw your post. That's those games that you linked us to are amazing. Whoever whoever made those games, they're great. Those are cool. I hope they continue to make them. The problem with those kind of games, the atmospheric games, are just they're a huge undertaking. You have to make small games and get them out there. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Well, let's fix this. Well, at the very least, I can take my window width. See, now I thought that I could have taken my window width and divide it in half, but apparently not. So I'll just pick a point for now, and we'll try to get it as close as possible. 130 by 78. That'll work. We got other stuff to do. 130, 78. And that should put it on the HUD. There we go. So you can see rounds. Finally. Okay. We want to make that say rounds and the number of rounds. So we're going to make a global variable called rounds. Actually, yeah, we'll call it rounds. Why not? Or we'll call it round. No, we can't call it round. That's why I called it rounds in the first place. Okay, so then we'll add that to our here and rounds. And from there, we are now ready to add in, let's get rid of this since it's not going to be anything, the logic to count in the rounds and the fade in and fade out. So let's go look at our arena manager. So if the round start is true, and if that fades out, but I have it fading in, don't I? Let's go look at the object. This object. Where is... Okay. Fade behavior, have it fade in, have it wait half a second, and then fade out and destroy? No, I don't think I destroyed it. Did I destroy it? To the arena. I did destroy it. Interesting. So when it fades out, then we set this to active, and this every 1 second subtracts from our countdown. This will make sense in a second here when I put this in. Go to the game event. There we go. Wait, where did we nest that? Okay. Oh, if it doesn't exist, I can't make it. Well, let's make the group then, shall we? Okay, time for some water. That was the wrong water bottle. Much better. Okay. Let's look at... Trace, did you update the sprite sheet? You did. Okay. Wait, Trace, are you there? All right, someone tell Trace. Oh, you are there. Okay. Do you want to upload the tiled or send me the tiled map? The tiled version of this, the TMX file, because basically this broke up into 3 different tile maps. This was layer 1, I believe. So I technically only need layer 1 unless you fixed this as well. Really? Let me check. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Let me do that then. We're getting an upgrade. Did you update any of the other layers though? Or just the overall layer so it was rounded? Oh, you did? Okay. Then I shall upload them all. So that means we will delete this, and we will delete this, and we'll start with this layer. So if you guys are not using tile maps in your game, you should probably start doing that. Tile maps allow us to do really cool things. Replace the image, layer 1. Ooh. Well, that's not correct. Layer 3. Something's messed up. Well, you should be using tile maps, but you can also import from tile, which is what we're trying to do because it's easier to design that way. Yeah, something's wrong. I don't know what happened here. Someone's off. Yeah, the new tiled would... It's probably what's messing it up. It's probably not using the sprite sheet. Let me check that out. What do you mean rename the old one? Yeah, I did. At least I thought I did. I'll just delete everything. Let's see if that completely fixes it. Sprite sheet, tile set 1. This is the new sprite sheet. New tile set. 16 by 16. Lab 1. Replace the image. Tile layer. Not happy with it. Why is it not happy? Yeah, not sure. Not sure why that's happening. Okay. Yeah, we'll download that. We could also go over how to use tiled. That could be something that we could do. This is getting messed up because of something that tiled is doing. That's another thing we can do for sure. All right. This should work. Let's make our new tile map. Let's bring in lab tile set 1, 2. Make it 16 by 16. And then we will add in the lab 2 tile map. Will not be replaced. Does that look correct, Trace? Doesn't look terrible. Thanks, Jason. I'm glad you stopped by. Have a good night. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's a back layer. I guess it is. Then this is going to be tile map 2, tile map 3. This is going to be the lab 2. Keep the current image. Layer 2. Nice. We fixed it. I think. Is that a tree? Oh, is that the tarped? Looks like a tree. I don't know why that looks like a tree to me. Lab 2. No, it wasn't number 3, was it? It was number 1. Keep the current image. Layer 1. There we go. And we are back. Let's just fix the positioning. All right. Now we have... Huh. I feel like something's messed up. Drag the first one I imported down a tile. You mean here? Yeah, this is pretty much what development really is, you guys. So if those watching, I mean, obviously we would communicate on the phone or something like that, or Skype, or something else, but that is pretty much what it is. Hold on, I gotta make sure that the environment's cool. Cool. Do you feel, one thing I wanted to point out to you, well, one, we have a lot of space to work with, right? Like we could technically make this bigger. Was the character. We have to do the character tomorrow. We have to do the character tomorrow. And when we do that, we need to make sure that the outline is defined enough that we can see it, you know? This looks great, though. The corners look really great. What do you guys think? I mean, we still have a lot of work to do on this, but this looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with this. Light goes on, and because I didn't start from the game menu, if you could make a crosshair that's better than mine, that'd be pretty cool. Because I was trying to come up with like a crosshair that would help this out. Round 0 fades in and fades out and destroys. We are making progress, you guys. It took us 2 hours and 50 minutes, but this is a lot better than where it was before. So we're making progress. Thank you, Jared. I mean, it looks good because of Trace. You know? Well, then, yeah, I'm going to do light effects at some point. I want to put a light effect around. So here's my idea. When we turn the light on, right? I think this is in the off state. When we turn the light on, everything else will be faded out. But then that blue light that turns on will actually give off blue light. That's going to be our thing. That needs to stay up for longer, the round. And it also needs to be bigger. let's make that happen. But that was my idea for that. And what else we're going to do? Oh, so yeah. Let me see if do you think you can come up with a crosshair real fast? It was 16 by 16. This sucks. This is my pixel art. I did not start. I need to remember to do that. Oh, now it's too big. Oops. Let's make this smaller. Rounds. Perfect. Now we just have to, we'll have to figure out where to put this when it actually does create the objects. Clearly this needs to be over a little bit more. And this should not say rounds. This should say round. And we just need to make that higher. Huh. Yeah, no, it didn't say 0. I don't know why it didn't say 0. It should say 0. That's weird. It'll be round 1. We can change that to 1. It should still set that. Oh, that's why. Uppercase, round, and rounds, like that. Because we want the uppercase. The uppercase is tied to the sprite font. So this is a special sprite font that I've been using just for fun. Well, just because it's there. We're probably going to have our own sprite font. That should have worked. That makes no sense. And also, it's not going the right way in the direction. To round and the global variable rounds. The semicolon doesn't exist in this sprite font, but oh well. This should work. Round nothing. Weird. Weird. Huh. Well, that's what it's going to do. And then every time you pull the lever down, it will tell you what round you're at. And I think we're probably going to stop the actual... You know, I do use a lot of hotkeys, but since I have the quick access toolbar right there, for the most part, I don't use them. I know that I should. I've also just been very busy to learn them. I don't know. I use hotkeys for things like sub-events, groups, comments. But when it comes to doing like the actual like arrow key stuff, I don't know. I use the mouse a lot. But what was I saying before that? I don't remember what I was saying before that. Oh yeah, that. To fix that error is because I have the global object on the menu, so we have to do it from the menu. So I could have a global game object and call that my global menu object. It doesn't really matter, but we'll just start from the menu. Man, I don't know why it's not saying round 1. At least we fixed the centering. But it should say round 1. It's kind of weird that it's not doing that. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's the logic for that. Yeah, that is the logic for that. So that's weird. That is weird. Maybe it's just too far out. So to fix that, I can just make the spacing of this. Let's go -6. Yeah, it might be hidden. It might be hidden by the actual size of this, I guess. It shouldn't be. No, did not want to do that. Ah, there we go. It was hidden the entire time. Thank you for helping. So this is what it's really like, you know, where, you know, there's if you're talking to somebody, you're talking to somebody. If you're not, you're just kind of adding in these features. Let's push this over. Let's see how this goes. Good enough for right now. So we have round 1, fade in, fade out. We can add in some other objects around that. Then this is gonna go crazy. I don't know, Trace, are you actually adding in the crosshair, or was that a no? I don't remember. But then we'll have a platform up here. This is gonna taunt you. Things to fix with the camera. I can see some screen tearing with this. I can't tell if it's from the screen share, if it's from the lerping effect. But cool. Nice. We'll have a better crosshair. And after we put in the crosshair, I think we'll be pretty much done. So if you have any questions, if you guys are any questions at all, anything you want to know, I don't know, anything at all, now is the time to ask, for sure. If you guys want to know anything, help on your projects, I'm trying to think what else we could do. What else I could ask you guys. Live stream is very chill. Very, very laid back live stream. Next time I do a live stream, I think we'll play some video games, and we'll just kind of, I don't know. We'll hopefully we'll do. I think the next time I'll do a live stream will be when I hype it up a little bit more to everybody, and we'll see what the turnout could be over the course of a week. And maybe I'll just do some for fun. Maybe we'll do some when we're just kind of streaming. But this is definitely something I really am enjoying doing it. It's a lot easier than just recording videos over and over and over again. I'll keep refreshing the drive. Cool. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that you've learned something new. Here, I'll give you an emoticon. Mainly because I wanted to check out the emoticons. Because you learned something new, you get a smiley face. That's awesome. I hope that I can see the game that you make soon, if you're making anything. That's good. That goes the same for everybody. I hope everyone's making something. There are 4 crosshairs. Pick your favorite because I'm indecisive. Okay, I'll check it out. Ooh. Alright, well, let's hear. Let's open these up and we'll have everybody else pick. I will download these crosshairs and put them in. So everyone who's watching, you guys get to pick what crosshair we're going to use. Probably need to unzip that. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the game, to the crosshair, import frames from files, crosshairs. Cool. Well, let's delete my crosshair. So, we have crosshair number 0. Who likes crosshair number 0? Although I think most of the people who are commenting have kind of left. So if you're watching this, make sure you're commenting so I know which crosshair you like. So this is 0. This is 1. This is 2. And this is 3. All right, let's keep going. 0, 1, 2, and 3. We got 1 vote for 1. We got, which is this one. We got 1 vote for 0. We got 2 votes for 0. Uh-oh, 0's in the lead. We got 1 vote for 3. Two or 3. We got 2 votes for 3 and 2 votes for 0. Oh man. Now we got 3 votes for 0 and 3. That's tie. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with 0, you guys. I'm gonna go with 0 for now. We're gonna see how that looks. And here's a cool tip. You know, because we have 4 frames of animation, we can just put this speed to 0. So that way this won't play the 4 frames of animation. And now we can just be satisfied with our choice in crosshair. Hey, that looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that crosshair. We can mess around with the other ones, but I think we all did a very good job picking the crosshair. Good job, Trace. Good job, everybody. That was really, really cool. Is there anything from this project you guys think you wanted to learn that you see? I mean, there's not much in this project yet. I hope you kind of picked up on some logic stuff. These are going to be jump through tables when we put them to objects, so we can actually jump on these tables. I'm trying to think what else. And we actually need to do a moving platform too, so we can go up there. Maybe let's do that. I kind of want to add that in because I kind of want to go explore up there while we have that here. So let's go to the bank. Let's make a new sprites. Let's import your art assets, search trace. Where was that half platform? Or no, here it is. Well, let's go up here, over here, and grab this. Crop it out. Crop it again. Cool. So this is going to be our platform. I'm thinking we're going to put a really cool particle effect at the end of this that'll fade out and trail down. It'll look like Matrix. Well, yeah, we can animate the crosshair. We could actually make the crosshair shrink a little bit. We're going to definitely have the crosshair change colors a little bit. Trace, I didn't tell you that. We're going to have the crosshair change color when we put it over an object, kind of like a point and click. I think that would be really cool if we have that. I don't know if we can, since we're kind of using only 3 colors, I don't know if like we could add in a red color, if that would make sense, but that was my idea at first, because you could put your mouse cursor over an object and see if it's interactable that way. We're going to call this object vert platform. Platformer game. I would recommend a platformer game. Mainly because that's what I've done a lot of tutorials on. Yeah, the gun could change if the crosshair will definitely change if there's a gun charge. Somebody recommended a circular GUI trace. I think that'd be really cool to like select the weapons with. But yeah, Jonas, for you, I would definitely recommend trying a platformer game out. I have a few platformer tutorials you can check on the channel. Yeah, we can also invert the color to something else. I would start with a platformer game, and I would go from there, and I would start adding in the effects and adding in the gameplay stuff. I mean, you're familiar with a bunch of indie games, I know, from what you've said in the comments, so, you know, definitely mess around with the things you know that make game feedback fun and work on that. And from there, just see if you can come up with your own idea. You know, I mean, everything that I'm doing is probably inspired from something else, but at the same time now, even if it's the same game as something else, I'm still trying to make it my own. So, you know, you don't have to have the most original idea. You don't have to come up with like the new biggest Flappy Bird kind of thing, you know, just make a lot of stuff. Like that is probably the best advice I can give you is make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of projects. If you're just starting out, if you're really young, and you know you don't have to work for a living, you're still in school or anything like that, man, make hundreds and hundreds of projects and just keep doing it, keep iterating, keep making projects. That's pretty much the best advice that I was given. So do that. Make platformers over and over and over and over again. Make top-down shooters, make anything. Yeah, make a new Candy Crush and a Match 3 game. No, those games are hard. You know, when it comes to, if you're just starting out and you're making Candy Crush, that's nuts. Trace, that'd be so cool. I'm excited to have the player in here and see how the player looks versus the background. You know, to see how it blends. And then we'll have to mess around with the circular GUI. We also have some space here. Oops. We have some space to mess around with. And also, when we actually do start the round, we'll hide in all these assets. So I kind of got to go back and make these tables actual objects and then add behaviors to them. And then we can actually start to interact with this a little bit more. Okay, so let's put in this platform, and because, you know, I'm so used to putting it there now, but this is a level design thing that needs to go in the environment for right now. Okay. Let's add the, what do we do for this? The bullet behavior? Not bullet ML. Man. So there are different ways to make moving platforms, but what I think I'm going to do here is the very basic way. We want this to stop there, so I'm going to make one object. It's going to be a tiled background, and this is strictly for level design, so I'm going to make this 16 by 16. Make it an invisible object. And basically, this tile background will be our detector. For what I'm about to do, yes. In general, probably not. I mean, you know, I can make it move up and down with a sine wave vertically, but I kind of want to have it bounce off of stuff. Well, you know what? It'll save me time, and I really just wanted to show the upper area. I didn't really want to do much at this, because I thought I would be finished before. So let's try that. Sine wave, vertical. The magnitude's way too large, but we'll see it anyway. And then we need to add a jump through. And the angle should still be at 270. I can't get up there. The magnitude's not big enough. The bullet behavior, I think, is a little bit better than the sign behavior because for things like these, because you can use, you can control the speed a little bit better. God, I can't even get up there. I think I had it and I lost it. No. But up to you. The bullet behavior is surprisingly very versatile. You can use it for pretty much everything. I mean, I used it to find I used it to find the whole gamepad thing, and that was huge. I think we need to make this space a little bit bigger, Trace. Just a little bit. It's actually kind of funny because it goes all the way up there and it like almost hits you. Like, oh, I almost got knocked out of it. But cool. This is pretty sweet. And then tomorrow, or whenever we stream next time, this will be a little bit different. Whenever we stream this next time, I'm not sure when we're going to be streaming this game again. Probably soon. That would be my guess. But we'll probably have my weapon engine in there, and by that point in time, it'll be released to you guys as well. I see the light sources now, Trace. That's actually pretty cool. I actually like those a lot. We'll have to add in. We have to work on where we want to put our lights. But like right here, I should probably be able to fall through, so we're probably just gonna have to make this a little bit bigger. What do you guys think of the very new, very first try level design here? Because the idea behind this, I can't even fall down this. The idea behind this is your laboratory. You're a scientist. You're messing around with virtual reality, and something happened. And when that happened, the virtual reality simulator took over, and it starts to trick you, and it starts to make a fool out of you. And there's going to be a lot of dialogue between the two, but it's really going to be replayable, and that's the one thing I've been trying to stress. But what do you think about this level? What do you guys think? What else do we need in this level? Because we were going to put, we're doing, it's going to be kind of like an action platformer, bullet hell kind of game. You're going to have, we have a list of enemies that we can go over next time when we add them in. No, this is for my own personal, this is for just making a game. This has nothing to do with the courses stuff. This is just a bonus that you guys get to see it live and learn from it, I guess. It is going to be for free, and I will open source it too, so you can download the code, and you can mess around with it yourself when we get it to a stable version. But puzzle element, I wasn't really planning on doing a puzzle element part. It was really just going to be the culmination of all the dynamic projectiles and all of the platformer stuff I've been doing. But then more additional things, like adding in more stuff to the player, like the ledge grab stuff you see and the random generation stuff. But we're still thinking about putting in things like someone said talent tree, or someone said something else that we could do. Right now we're just going to put the mechanics that are already there in, with the enemy AI, the round system, actually playing the game, and the weapon system. And once we get that in, then we'll work on putting in some really cool bullet types and effects, a lot of particle effects. That's one thing that I want in this game, is a lot of particle effects. Definitely a lot of cool stuff. And then we'll see what we can do. Yeah, I don't want it to seem too complex. And I mean, we kind of just put every single object in the background for right now. Like you can see, like this is a vending machine where you're going to be able to get energy from. And this energy is going to, we were talking about some kind of currency system, and I don't know how much it's solidified, so I probably shouldn't say anything about that. But like having this vending machine here, having these two draped vending machines, I don't want this to be too distracting from your laboratory, but I also want this to kind of resemble a lab. So I think this does a good job resembling a lab. We just have more more things to add, more places, more things to do. It'll make more sense when we add in the HUD and we add in more, when we add in the player, when we add in the actual sim. I have a really cool idea for the HUD for the checking the player health. We're going to do like a heart rate monitor, or at least that's the plan. I don't know if that's actually what's going to happen or not, but the plan is to do a what would you call it? Oh yeah, heart rate monitor. And then it's going to kind of like show you, and then when you die, it'll just kind of flatline. That's going to be the plan. Yeah, it does feel a little cluttered. I'm feeling that too. But at the same time, this was just to kind of add in all the objects that we made. Like none of these are interactable yet. So I have to cut these out, and then I have to put them in. And I can actually do that now without Trace at all, so I can do that on my own. But you know, bye Trace, goodbye Jonas. And yeah, you can see from the original prototype what the original idea was. You'd get a random weapon, and then from the random weapon you'd come in here, the round would start, and you'd have enemies for 90 seconds and stuff. But this is like old. Yeah, this is really old. But that's the basic idea, and we've kind of since changed it to work with our electric theme and the whole storyline that we're adding to it. So yeah, we'll try to stream this as much as possible. I mean, I think that'd be really fun, especially if we can get Trace on Skype or something like that for a little bit, or even if it's just him in the chat and we're kind of working back and forth, where we were doing it as a little bit laid back. But I'm happy that you guys got to see, like, I guess a more realistic process than the quick videos of, okay, do this, 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 and this. So yeah, streaming's fun, you guys. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely nice that there's only, you know, so many people in here, so we can actually have a conversation and whatnot. Oh, neck just cracked. Yeah, it's interesting to see what time people log on. So I think the thing I'm going to do is stream at probably 9 o'clock when I do stream. I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. We'll see how much work I have to do. Maybe I'll do it spontaneously. I'll probably put it on Twitter if I do stream. So if you're not following me on Twitter and you would like to, you can follow me at Jerementor on Twitter, and then you can be updated live with the stream and whatnot. Beyond that, though, we'll try to stream some more fun stuff. Yeah, anytime. Well, it's definitely going to be after 8 p.m. Hey, Bobby, thank you for the kind comment. Thank you guys all so much for the support and the comments and liking the video, sharing the videos. You know, I have a lot of goals for this YouTube channel going forward, with hitting 10,000 subscribers, expanding into doing some Game Maker stuff, doing some Let's Plays, doing some analytical Let's Plays where we actually like look at games, kind of like what we did today, but more so where we're playing the game for a while, we're having fun playing the game, and then we come back and we make something that we learned from that game, because there's a lot to learn from games out there, and I obviously don't know everything about games, so there's so much we can learn from games like Hyper Light Drifter, and it's just going to be really fun to do that as well. So there's a lot going on. Thank you guys so much for all of the support with this. It's been really, really awesome. You guys are all awesome. So I think this is probably a good place to end the stream. This is probably, we streamed for 3 hours and 20 minutes. So again, thank you guys for sticking with me for 3 hours. If you've been here for that long, thanks for sticking with me for everything. Expect another video tomorrow at 8 in the morning. And then I'll update you on the stream. Again, really just awesome that you guys are here. I'm excited to see your games. I'm excited to see this game come to life. And if you're in the courses, I'll see you in the courses. And yeah, everybody, I hope you guys have a nice night. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, now to end the stream properly. Have a good one, everybody. XSplit is finally cooperating with me now. Thank you, Katrina and Jared. Thank you guys so much. I hope to see you guys in the next stream and on the videos. Probably be doing another tutorial for tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. I look forward to seeing what you guys make. I think there's a lag on the chat too, so I was like waiting to see if anybody else answered before I completely turned this off, because it still says people are watching. It's time for more dinner than just candy. That's what it's time for. All right, now it's going down. Cool. Everyone have a good night. I will see you the next time we stream.